All right. Well, um, I'll show you what I did since last time.
Okay.
All right. So basically, I included. You can see here. I included Amazon's the AWS SDK npm package, and then I had to read about how to use that, and I had to. So I created a I think it's called an IAM user on we have a AWS account set up under RunMyRobot at gmail.com. That one's right now that one's running the WordPress server, and also now it's running these S3 buckets. But so I created that, and then I found the secret, what is it called? The secret key and the secret access key, and I threw that into application.json. Here, let me show you. Yeah, anyway, here, so you can see I do AWS config, load from path, and I load it from application.json, and that will just look for, the secret key and the secret access key. Okay, and then, so with that, what happens is, so we have an endpoint, an API endpoint. Whenever you take a snapshot, whenever you create a snapshot, what it used to do is you used to just save it into the database. But so what we're trying to do now is save it onto S3, so we can really comment out this section. This section just it's very laggy. This section just saves it to the database. But yeah, so I guess this is how you use the S3 SDK. You just instantiate it with a bucket, and I created the bucket manually. And then let's see. And then I guess this is the important part. It's just you give it a name. Key is the name of the file, and then body is the actual data in the file. The key is just going to be snapshot, and then the time in milliseconds, and then the body is just the actual base 64 string. And it's not optimal to use a base 64 string. I mean, I read that it's like 130% in terms of size what an image should be, but we're doing a canvas.toData URL, which gives us a base 64 string. So it's, I guess, the simplest way. I mean, what we can do is we can convert that base 64. I don't know how that works. I guess we can convert it to an image or something.
I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah. So we basically just store a file that has the base 64 string. We upload that to S3, and currently it works. I mean, the files get uploaded to S3. So the next step would be.
Well, actually, is it given as a? What might matter is if it's being compressed or not, which might not be. I don't know. It's not. Is it compressing it into like a JPEG file, or not?
Yeah, it's a JPEG type JPEG file. Well, so the base 60, when you call toData URL, you can specify what kind of image you want it to be, and I set it to be JPEG.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's some compression. There's like the second parameter in toData URL is like a number between 0 and 1, and that's like the compression level. So I think I just set it to 0.7.
Okay.
So the next step is to read the string from S3, the base 64 string, and then display it. And once we get past that point, we can do the UI stuff and make it look nice, and also make it so that you can add captions to these But anyway, that's sort of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next step is grab it from AWS.
Yeah. So I guess I have to Google. I don't know how to do that.
And
Alright, so we did all this. S3 put, okay. Put object. This looks like it might be an s3.get object.
yep.
But the thing is, we won't necessarily know the name of the file. It looks like to retrieve the file, you would, here in this example, you would use the file name, sort of to retrieve the file. But
I'm looking at another example while you're talking, which seems pretty similar. It's got this thing. Basically, the parameter to get object is a dictionary, and that dictionary has a bucket and a key, which should identify the file. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. Yeah. But for our use case, we want to retrieve all the, or we sort of want to retrieve like the top 5, let's say, newest files. So we don't necessarily know the file name or the file key. We just know we want the top 5 newest ones.
Oh, I see what you mean. We want, let's see, how are we going to know which files? You got to be kind of careful here. What they do at work, well, it depends. I mean, at work there is like one team that uses a system where they register every single file in a database, so that not the data, but just like files.
Yeah. Maybe we should do that. That's what we did at Shipok as well. Maybe that's the best way to go about it.
That's one way, but then you gotta maintain that. The other way is just like use the yeah. You might need something like that. Seems like we're going to need something like that, like a user. Well, it's very similar to chat message. I was actually thinking, should the posts actually be chat messages in a data sense? I don't know, but anyway, we can have this record that's kind of like a chat message, but it has a pointer to AWS key that defines the image, and then it has the message and timestamp, and then that's it, right? And then because we've got to have that anyway, kind of, to store their messages, their captions.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We do have to store the captions in the database anyway, and also the robot ID and other stuff. Okay, so we can still store. So I uncommented that part. We can still store that snapshot record in the database, we don't need the image anymore, the actual data. So let's see, we don't need image. Well, I guess we can just change the or yeah, how about we just do like file name or something?
Yeah, you want the S3 key. Let me see what it's called. I think the key, the file key.
Okay, I mean,
So we store the file key, and then we can, the bucket should actually be separate, I think, configurable. Because sometimes you have to like change buckets.
okay. File key, bucket.
Like if we move to a different AWS account or something, we might have to change the bucket, but we can always keep the file key the same.
Right, okay. And then username, and also, I guess, caption. Yeah, looks alright. So, let's see.
And want to put a timestamp on there?
Yeah, there are.
Timestamps, but no timestamp, right?
Well, this line timestamps true. That will create both an updated at and a created at column.
Oh, okay. Why is it plural?
Because it's both an updated at and a created at column, just because there's two of them.
Okay.
Wait, this looks weird. I think I'm missing a parentheses. That's weird. Is that right? Huh. It looks like I'm missing a parentheses. Oh, no. So timestamps is after the schema like this.
You're missing a. Oh, interesting.
I think that's how it's. I think there's the schema first. I mean, like the schema that you explicitly define, and then like afterwards, there's like the functions you want to have run on it. And I think timestamps is a function that will create those extra columns. So it's
Okay,
like the second.
an option
Yeah, an option.
goes separately. Okay.
All right. Okay, so when we upload the file into S3, at that point we can also, or when it comes back as successful, then we can also create a database entry, and that will be snapshot.file key is equal to key from above. Oops. And snapshot.robot ID will have to be request.body.robot ID. Username, request the body.username. What is it? Bucket. Bucket. And caption. It's caption. Okay. Let's see. So ID, robot ID, and username I know come from the body. We still have to do this caption thing, which for now it'll just be null all the time. But this bucket thing. So let's see. How do I know? I guess it's just hard coded here. RMR images. I don't know, I just say we can just hard code it here. Oops.
Okay.
I guess we could even do it like this. Bucket name. Caption. Okay, then it saves it. Okay. Okay, how about once it's done saving, then it's going to respond. Wait, it's going to respond, and it's going to do it. It's going to emit new snapshot. Okay.
For bucket name, I'd just make that a global.
Yeah.
Image, I guess, snapshot bucket name.
Okay. Well, okay, so since, I mean, we've started moving the globals into the database.
Yeah, we don't have to do that with. These are globals that don't change really, so it doesn't need to be
All right.
in a database.
I guess. Okay. So that should save these snapshots. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, so it says successfully saved snapshot. So the latest one here should have, wait a second, it should have a whole bunch of keys, I guess, unless they're null, which looks like they are. Okay, so robot ID username, well, bucket name should not be null. Let's check. Wait, okay. Okay, so I need to see. I want to see the bucket name. Somehow it's still null. Oops. Bucket. Wait, it says bucket name exists. The body has, okay, has a bunch of stuff. It has image, but that's it. So it does not have username nor robot ID, which is fine. That's easy to add, but just confused how the.
Once it has the data, I thought we didn't have the data in there anymore. Is it like an old version?
No, the data's in there. I mean, the data's coming through the request. We don't have to save it onto the database. That's what we changed. But what I'm confused about is this value exists for sure because we just saw it in the console. Snapshot bucket name is RMR images. And we set snapshot.bucket to be that string, and then we save it. So, and it's also in the model because we just checked. Yet in the database, if we look at the last snapshot, it doesn't have a bucket name, or it doesn't have a bucket key. Oh, there they are. Okay, so it's not ordered by like date, I guess. It's just right there in the middle. Okay, so that's good. File key, snapshot, that's right. Bucket, that's fine. I'll just delete all of these actually. Okay, so we just need to persist robot ID and username. Well, I mean, like, we don't have to, but I just think it'll be useful somewhere down the line.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so when we
because you might want to display. I mean, we'll definitely want to display it like by a robot. Like, if you're looking at a certain robot, you want to see all the. I mean, right now we'll just do everything, but I mean, pretty soon if we have traffic, we would want to show it like per robot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so here, take snapshot. We send in the image, and that's it. So we can send in the robot ID, which is probably this props.main page reducer.get robot ID, and also we can pass in the username which is props main page reducer dot get. I think it's user dot username. Okay, so that will send it to. I think that's it. Wait. Oh, actually, you know what? We probably have to change the service as well. So here, post snapshot, yeah, right there. So image is that. Robot ID is robot data.robot ID. Username is data.username. Okay, and that should persist it to the backend, and the backend already knows how to receive it. It's gonna save it. Okay, that's good. All right, so now we need to read the. So I guess then we want to. Okay, so like for displaying the snapshots here, I guess it'll be like we order the database record of snapshots by timestamp, and then we just take like the top 10 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So that will be. Wait. Okay, so that's here. Snapshot.find. We can do like a limit 10. Limit 10, and we can order. Oh, I don't know how to do a sort. It's like this. Okay, so find query is nothing. Second, third, dot sort, timestamp, one. Okay, that should be it. So that's gonna give us all. This is gonna give us the 10 latest snapshots. And then, okay, so now we have to retrieve it from S3 using the file key. So, how about, what is it? Oh boy. Forgetting what JavaScript for loops look like. There it is. For I equals 0. Snapshots length. So we want to get. Okay, well, so first let's pick the particular snapshot, and then it's probably going to be something like aws.s3.get object, I think, and it's like I don't know, it's like file key, I guess, equals something. Which in this case will be snapshot.fileKey.
Yeah. Good object. It's just capital, just the word bucket. You need two things, the word bucket and the word key, capital.
Is it like this?
I mean, it's not inside of. It's just bucket something, comma, key something. Is that? Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's Vim. Okay. Well, do you want to type it here? I'll change it to insert mode. Bucket.
Well, whatever our that's it.
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Yeah, that's obvious. Snapshot bucket key, file key. Okay, so that returns, I guess, the data stream? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it returns a file stream.
Okay.
According to this.
Create.
And they say file stream.pipe result, which I wonder what that actually means. It's
Okay, well, I'm thinking maybe this toString from the returned object. Well, yeah, I think we can just possibly call toString on it and get the base 64 string. Okay, so how about like well, okay, so what are we doing? So we've found the 10 recent snapshots. Then we found the AWS object for each of those. I mean, it's kind of a long string to return back to the client, and especially if there's 10 of them, like it'd be like this, sort of like array of AWS, I don't know, array of images, I guess. It's like this.
Yeah.
And then we have to sort of push it in there. I don't know, it's huge. I'm thinking like this, .body, .toString, which is, oops, it's supposed to be parentheses.
It's not that huge.
Okay.
As long as we don't memory leak it, it's gonna be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just that there's 10 of them, but it's just a long string. But data-wise, it's probably not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, for viewing it, it's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
as long as you don't view the string,
All right, so it's gonna push that in there, and then how about we just return each of the or return array of images. Well, I guess we'll need to know more than that. We'll need to know the caption. We'll need to know the robot ID, all of that. So, okay.
Yeah.
So that's not good enough. So how about
so let's make it an array of
objects?
yeah.
Okay, so like robot ID is. Wait, where do I? Yes.
Oh, you're saying since this is an API call, it's kind of more data.
No, my point was just the string is long, which.
Well, what were you concerned about? The time it takes to send it over the network, or what?
No,
like, why does it matter?
Not the time. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's just you don't frequently see like strings that long. I don't think being sent to the client. It's like it's at some point like wouldn't you break the buffer? Like what's the max buffer you can send? I don't know.
For HTTP, it's probably gigantic, so probably fine.
Okay. Snapshot username, snapshot caption, robot ID.
So 1 minute to our call.
Oh yeah. Let me text that guy. Have we successfully done a three-way Skype before? Oh yeah, we have with Mike, the other Mike, the old Mike.
Right.